It's live.
Live. We're on live. Welcome to Light Warriors, Spirit Warriors Bootcamp 101. This is week 1 of a 4-week class. And I'm just going to give it a minute to give everybody a second to come into the class.
There's some.
So let's see. Yay, there's one. If you would make a comment so I can see who you are. Let's see. If you can, Raquel, hi. Hi, so glad that you're here. Is here. So you guys can see me and hear me okay? My phone's doing something.
Huh.
Let's see. Yay, I see it. We are live. Yay! So, I'm so honored to be walking you this little teaching, and I have Angela Love with me. I don't know if you guys seen me interviewing her the other day on a live feed, but Angela is going to be assisting and going to be doing our activations. So yes, everybody is going to get activated that comes to these classes. And gosh, even when I said that, I could feel the energy talking about But we are going to start from ground zero because I don't know where you guys are at in your journey. So the first thing I would like to do is take a few minutes to focus on you. And I would like for you guys, if you can, to type in the comments what you would like to learn in this class. How can it help you? If you would do that for me, take a minute and just write, you don't have to write a big long story or anything, just a condensed few sentences of what you want to get out of this class. Because I really want to target that. We want to help you expand your awareness and help you grow in your spiritual journey. So if you would do that for me, I see 4 people. So we got Raquel, Christina, hi, love, and Carla. Oh, I love you, Carla. And I think Jen is listening while she works. So she might not be able to comment, but we'll get some comments later from her. And let me just message this or tag Michael, because Michael is a new brother of mine. And we had talked about 5 minutes yesterday when I created the group. Couldn't get him in it. I don't know what happened, but it was saying he was in there, but he couldn't see anybody's comments, So let me send him a message or tag him. I'm trying to tag him. It's not letting me tag him. Let's see. Be patient with me, guys. Let me get the system set up here.
And Tammy, during this class, are you going to make sure that everybody knows what their chakras are, and that
yes,
I would even suggest to each one of them to enter the course, the chakra course.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Maybe I didn't go back far enough,
Well, because, chakras are that's pretty much mandatory if you're wanting to ascend, Yeah. So if they don't know it, I'm coming up with the program. I will soon, to where they can just directly enroll into it. But I know David's chakra course is pretty extent, it's pretty on point. So
Yeah.
you could always make sure that if they're not aware, I would highly recommend they take that course, because
Yes. So
as
we can
above, so is below. That what they're talking about as out is the same as within. They're speaking of the chakras to build the bridge, to anchor heaven into earth. And that's what we're doing. And we do that through our temple. And so our chakras, they have to be, eventually your chakras combine. Like mine are combined. I don't have chakras anymore. It's one big tunnel of light that's connected to my I am. But until that bridge is built, which everybody will build their bridge, learning the chakras is very important,
Yes. So let me just ask that then. Let's start there. Do you guys have understanding of the chakra system within your body? And you can just say yes or no. We don't have to go into a lot of detail on that. But it is very important, like Angela said. So, yes, no, one no. Okay, well, I'm going to give you a very brief kind of description of what the chakra system is. And Angie, you can help me input here whenever you feel like it. And I posted in there hopeevolve.com. You can go to that website. It is a friend of ours, and he has put together a free course on the chakra system. And it's, golly, I can't believe he's giving it away for free. It's amazing, amazing. And it will help give you a better understanding of your this journey that you're being awakened to, that you're starting to remember, that there's more to life than just what is going on around you. The chakras are actually 7 energy centers, and there's more than that, but I'm only going 7 energy centers in our body, because we're electrical beings. So we take in energy and we put out energy. And these 7 energy centers in our body are what give us that life source. And those centers, starting at the root is down by your ovaries, ladies, and prostate for men. Okay, so it's down there. And the first 3 chakras have to do with survival skills and living from day to day.
And it's the mother energy.
What?
It's the mother energy as well. It's the female, it controls the female energies.
Yes. And so that's the root. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the root today, because this class is geared towards helping you get grounded, okay, in your walk and just starting there. So that's going to be done around that root area. And then the sacral is next, right?
Yes.
And then the solar plexus is right around a little bit below your belly button area. That's your gut. That's where your intuition is. Okay. And then next up is the heart, right?
Yes.
The heart center. And then your throat chakra, and then your
third eye
and your crown. So that's 7 energy centers. And that energy centers, it runs along our spinal column. Okay. And these centers can, when they're not flowing freely with the energy, and it flows actually in a figure 8 for infinity, if it's not flowing freely, it can become blocked. And those blockages, if they're, how do I want to say this, Angie? If they're not cleared out, it can cause sickness in your physical body.
Right.
So you want to be aware of this energy system.
Any emotions you feel is an energy. So if you're sad and you stuff that down and you don't deal with it, that energy has to go somewhere. So it normally gets attached to your sacral or your solar or both, and then it starts to manifest later into your life as diseases because it's dis-ease. You know, you cannot have a disease if your chakras are clear and your body heals itself eventually.
Yeah. So that's just touching on it. So go to that website, hopeevolve.com, and work through that course. It's extensive. I'm just blown away that he so lovingly put this together and offers it for free. Because if you really think about it, that course is probably worth $300 or $400. You probably could sell it for that much,
at least,
or more.
Yeah.
But it takes, he has paced it so that if you can spend 1 hour a day, it's what, a 9-week course or 12-week course?
9 weeks.
That's a full college
course
semester.
And then another thing is, it's called Come to Life because you are literally going to come to life. You are literally going to feel things you thought you stuffed away 20 years ago. You're literally, but after all that, you come out this brand new person and your skin looks different. You feel different. You're ready to conquer the world. And that's what I believe you guys signed up for. So, you know, it's learning your chakras is going to take you places you probably never even dreamed of.
Yep. So that is probably a good thing to do. It's like I said, guys, it's free and it's full of love. It's going to, just going through that course, you're going to receive activations. Now, what do we mean by activations? Angie?
Okay, an activation is I have mastered myself. I have ascended to my highest level, and now I'm working on the highest level. What it is it's a shot from not my higher self, but my mighty I am, which is connected to God and Goddess. And it's an activation straight to your inner higher self, and it wakes that Kundalini up, which will begin to rise and activate each one of your chakras. And this is why we want you to learn your chakras, because if you're not ready, you're going to have these bolts of energy and you're not going to understand why you're feeling this way. And after today, you will leave this class activated. So the best thing you can do is get on and Google. You know, that was the best part of my awakening, was Googling everything. And you'll know what resonates with you because you'll feel it. You know, you'll vibrate higher, and you'll know that it's for you, the things you look up on Google and YouTube. But it's just an activation, and it awakens your Kundalini, and you start to wake up. I mean, if you think you're awake and your Kundalini activated, you're about to experience some pretty good miracles.
Yes. So you will actually feel this physical awakening in your body, and you might feel tingling. You might feel heat sensation over you. What's other things, Ange, that they might feel?
Extreme thirst, hot and cold flashes. You'll find yourself sometimes some people immediately are nauseated from any kind of meat being cooked. So you'll find that your body begins to want to craves vegetables and water. And you're going to want to get outside and walk barefooted, especially now that the weather is really good before it gets too cold. You're going to feel extreme hot flashes, memories, maybe deja vu. Deja vu is simply a memory from a past life that you experienced during this life. There's so many things you can experiment. Some people, if your higher self decides that they got to start you off slowly, you may just, feel more energy and thirst, and you'll start to feel energy coming in. But if you're already activated and your higher self's ready for this activation, you're going to be thirsty. you'll notice a difference immediately.
Yes. Well, so did everybody ever, I think almost everybody wrote down what they wanted to learn from this class, what you want to get out of it. We're going to talk a little bit about grounding today, but very important, you have to have understanding of the chakra system, and how it works. We gave you very brief description, and that chakra, your chakras, when they become activated, and it's also called a Kundalini awakening. Your chakra centers will become activated, and you can activate them. I've seen, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Ange, you can activate each center one at a time, or you can have an immediate opening of all your centers from head to toe, which is what happened to me, and just your whole life changes in one freaking instant. So there's no wrong way. It's your way, and it's your journey, and it's how you connect with God's source. And usually I find too that people that are like just at rock bottom, they've just had enough, they just can't take one more thing, and they fall on their face crying out to God for an answer. A lot of people get an instantly awakening right then and there.
Yeah, that's what happened with me. Mm-hmm.
That's what happened with me too. So, I mean, and everybody's experience is different, and it's a beautiful experience because you have this encounter. Basically, you have an encounter with God, and God is not outside of us, he's inside of us, but we have been programmed to believe that God's source is outside of us, that he's sitting up there, and so we fall on our face begging for answers, and we have this encounter. It activates the God inside of us, and it gets our energy, that energy flowing, and basically a lot of people experience it by having a breakdown. When you have a breakdown, you've just had enough, and it's so traumatic that every center in your body that may have been blocked is released.
Yeah,
it's opened,
and that's
instantly, like that.
Is because we assigned ourselves to the hardest situation so that we could bust open our heart centers, which is our Christ energy, which is our God. You know, this is the seed of God. So all that pain we experience upon awakening is to crack every possible thing that could make us attached to the word love. Love has zero attachments. And so if you can learn to love somebody even when they're hurting you, then you're learning the true love of God, you know, and that's why you experience that pain. But when you've had enough, and you absolutely have had enough, because you can't lie to spirit, and they know you're done, and you're tired and you want to be rebuilt, it's going to happen. It's going to happen instantly. But that means that you're taking back your power, and you're understanding you're not a victim. You're understanding that from that day forward, everything you do is a decision you make, which is free will. So if you choose to wake up and be grateful, then you'll be blessed with that gratitude and blessings back. But if you wake up saying, why me? Why me? Let me message this person and that person and ask them why. Can I get a reading? Your reading is within. So it's just time you're not a victim anymore. And her class says warriors. That's what you are. Is you're a warrior of your past. You're not a victim. And that's what we want to give y'all, is your power back. But you have to take it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, I mean, that's what happens when you start on this spiritual journey of awakening. A lot of people are calling it awakening. Rory's now calling it a remembering. Our crazy brother, huh? But let's see here.
So passionate.
It's true. Carla says she was activated when she went through a detox. Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
physically. That's amazing. And let's see. I thought Jen said something. Let's see what Jen said here. Jen said she felt like a lot opened from our session. Yeah, Jen is one of my clients, and we've had a session, and that was pretty amazing. But then it gets better and better all the time. I need to grind and savor med and chakra wisdom. Yes, I had a breakdown right before my awakening. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people experience, because in their desperation, in their cry for something to be real to them, to bring them answers, that's how God shows up, man. That's how God's source shows up. And but there are those, inquisitive people that are just seeking, gently moving along, seeking truth, seeking deeper understandings about things, and or they may be having dreams, they may be getting visions, so they're putting along, and they too are learning about their higher self, and those people are usually a little bit slower with waking things up, but they are still waking up nonetheless. There's no one greater than the other. We're all going through this together. We all have different journeys and different experiences, but yet we're all one, and that's the amazing thing. So let me get on course here, because I think I'm getting a little off course, and I wanted to tell you a little bit more information on spiritual grounding, centering.
While you're telling them that, could we go ahead and have a visualization exercise and have everybody ground? Because when I send the activation out, if you're grounded, it's gonna help a whole lot more.
Yes.
So while you're doing
yes,
that,
we are going to do that. And you know what? I completely forgot to call in the guides too. So I want to stop right now and just call in our guides and angels. I just got so jumped right in and forgot to do that. And that's a priority for me, because I want what comes through to be from my higher self to you, and to be truth, not mingled. So I just want us to just close our eyes and relax for a minute, and let's give gratitude. Father, we just thank you, Father God and Mother Gaia. We thank you that you are present with us right now, that you never leave us or forsake us. We ask the angels to come in and surround us right now with your energy. We ask our guides to come in and surround us and just be a witnesses and bring forth the energy and the knowledge and the wisdom as we open up to you, as we open up to the truth within us, as we seek you and hunger for that truth and for that wisdom and for that spiritual connection. Show us and teach us. Give us the revelation through experience of what it means to be grounded, to be anchored, to be centered, and to be clearly protected. And we just thank you right now for that. We thank you for this class. We thank you again for your presence. We thank you for every spirit and soul here in attendance. And we just thank you for what you're doing. Angela, do you want to add?
I just want to say, yes, thank you for allowing me to be a pure vessel and Tammy to be a pure vessel. And any energy sent through us today is for everybody's highest good. And everybody to know that it's always very important to call your I am, talk to Mother and Father God, and just always say, call that in, and also say only beings of the light is allowed, to channel or to send me messages. So, yeah,
Yes.
just basically giving.
Yes. So that's kind of first step, prayer of gratitude, giving thanks for everything and calling them in for assistance, that and letting them know that we are open to hearing what the guides have to say, to seeing what they want to show us, whether it's through signs or visions or dreams, whatever. But we're opening up to them for them to teach us the importance of this subject of being grounded. And after I give you a little bit of information, then we're going to do that exercise. And that's the way it's going to be through every class. So whatever we're talking about and learning about, we're also going to do, so that you can associate what you're learning with actually having an experience of doing it. And that way you're learning to do these things yourself, and you won't have to keep coming back to classes. Then you'll go out and teach others, and it just goes on down the line. You'll be that light that is expressing to others, people that come across your path that are maybe having a hard time. You'll be able to help them and tell them about your experiences, like Angela's doing. She's on fire telling her testimony, and it's amazing, and it's helping a lot of people. So, I mean, every single one of us have a testimony to share that can help someone else, and may spark them to begin a spiritual journey.
Yes.
So if you guys don't have notebooks, don't worry about it. You can always watch the rerun. But grounding ourselves is very important. And I like to ground myself before I roll out of bed. So I have this little routine personally that I do in the morning. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I want you to know that really grounding is all about the awareness that you're in the physical body, and that you have become aware of a spiritual work that has begun to stir in your heart centers or some of your chakras. And that energy, once it's opened up in your chakra centers and it's flowing, you could even have the sensation of a buzzing. And I know a lot of you have ears that are constant ringing in your ears. That is a sign of your ascension process, that you're growing, you're beginning to vibrate at a higher frequency. And it's very important when you feel that way. There are certain feelings you can pick up on that will tell you need to ground, okay? So one of the things that grounding does is it helps to bring you back into that awareness, okay? And so some of the symptoms, now I'm just going by my notes here, so if you see me looking over there or over there, but there's ways that you'll know when you need to ground yourself. And some of the symptoms that will tell you when you need to be grounded is if you're kind of feeling heart palpitations, if you're feeling distracted, a lot of distractions, if you feel dizzy, if you daydream a lot, if you're having daydreaming with visions a lot that are just crazy. Well, those thoughts, getting grounded helps you control your thoughts. So if you're feeling a lot of static shocks, if you pick up, touch something and you get shocked, you need to be grounded. If you're falling asleep when you're meditating, you need to be grounded. If you forget things, if things are constantly, you're just so distracted that you forget things, that's time to know that you need to take some time and be grounded. If you find yourself reacting and arguing and bickering, trying to prove your point, things like that, you need to step away and go ground. And we're going to show you how to do that. Angie, do you want to add anything to some symptoms and signs of how to know when we need to ground?
If you're feeling too, if you feel airy and you feel like your body's floating, you definitely need to ground. Um, you pretty much covered it. It's if you're being affected by everybody else, you're not grounded. It's always good to ground before you go out into the public because somebody asked me today about empath being a gift. Everybody's empathetic. They're just now remembering that they're empathetic. So, eventually the empath will bother everybody because we're supposed to feel everybody's energy. But, not to a point where it's affecting us. And if we're grounding our energy and you're doing mental exercises every day, you get stronger and stronger. So.
Yeah, and it's pretty neat. You can do grounding meditations, or you can do some techniques, and we're going to go through both ways, okay? And if you guys have any questions, type them in. So let me see here let me check and see if we got any questions real fast. After awakening, So, sorry. Yes, grounding, was guided. Thank you, Jen. Yep. Okay. So no questions yet. So if you do have any questions, just type them in there and I'm thinking maybe I should go through the questions towards the end. We'll have a Q&A towards the end rather than kind of stopping the flow of things. But there are so many different techniques, you guys, that you can ground yourself. And when you do this, you will find that you instantly calm down and you regain your center. Okay, and centering is a little bit different than grounding. And we're going to talk about grounding and then a little bit about centering. But I want you to know that I think that you should do it all the time. Anytime you think about it, anytime you start to feel some anxiety or stress around you, it's good to ground. And really all you're doing, it means two things. One, you're being fully present in your body and you're feeling connected to the earth. And when you do that, you're grounding and it gives you a feeling of safety and it can give you a feeling of being at home. You're not going to lose your mind. If you're confused, if you're cloudy mind, it's time for, to regain yourself by pulling your power back in. And you can do that by clearing your mind. Grounding helps you clear your mind. It helps you recharge your energy. It strengthens your instincts and it calms down your emotions like that fast. So it's a wonderful, wonderful technique. Do you know what, guys? Also, I want to touch on this. When you're not grounded, you sleep poorly, you have chronic pain, you're fatigued, and it allows inflammation to stay trapped in your body when you're not grounded.
So lower back pain is an immediate sign of not being grounded because that means your root chakra is clogged.
Yes, and there is science to back this up. There are scientific studies now linking that grounding releases health. It improves your immune system. I couldn't believe it when I was doing research on this, and I literally found studies now where they are showing that grounding has health benefits to it. And the scientists are finding out that the world is not grounded. there's so much going on in people's lives that they're so entrenched in their problems that they don't even recognize that they're not grounded. And not being grounded affects your whole being. Your body, your soul, and your spirit is affected when you're not grounded. So it's very important to recognize that we need to know what this tool is and how to activate it in our body. And the first part of getting rooted in your physical body is just, you know, bringing your attention to yourself.
You got a good shirt on for the root chakra, by the way, because it's red.
I know.
And that's the color. That's the color she's got on of being grounded right there.
Yes. Yes. And so red is the color of the root chakra. Mm-hmm. And you'll learn about that when you go to David's website, hopeevolve.com, and take that chakra course, because it is amazing. You'll learn about even certain foods that help you release.
Foods.
Yes.
All that stuff. Oils.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But I want to go over a couple techniques now. There's actually, I wrote down 5 of them, 5 techniques that you can do from anywhere from 1 minute to 10 minutes that will help your body ground. The more rooted you are in your body, the more grounded you are, the less stress and anxiety you are going to experience. Okay? So paying attention to how we feel in our physical body is very important. And we don't pay enough attention to how we feel. We just are out there, but we're working on it, right?
Right.
Okay, one of these techniques is so simple, and I've done these techniques before, and you can feel it that fast. But the first technique is you're just covering your crown. So you might be sitting down, making sure your feet are flat on the floor, or if you're outside standing, it doesn't matter where you're at. You just make sure that your feet are on the floor, and you take one hand and you just put it over your crown like this. And if it helps you to lessen distractions, close your eyes. Try it. So just close your eyes and focus on your hand over your crown right now. And type in what you feel when you do that. Do you feel instant peace? Do you feel like you're stuck to the floor? Do you feel like that stress just left you? What do you feel from that? Amazing. Simple technique.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, that's okay. Yes, all the above. Strong, heavy energy. That's what you felt when you did this, Raquel? Carla says, interesting. Okay, so that's grounding you. It's bringing your attention and cutting off, really, whatever's over your head. Whatever, it's bringing you back to centering, focusing on bringing your awareness into the center of your being. That's what centering is. The centering is a little bit different than grounding. Centering is bringing your attention to your awareness. Grounding is attaching yourself back to Mother Earth and it gives you a place to release the stress, release any excess energy, release all negative energy. Oh, wow, guys. I hope you heard what I just said. Grounding can release all negative energy into the earth when you do these exercises in the meditation, and Mother Earth will take that negative energy and she will transmute it and then send it back as positive energy.
And
is that amazing?
Her higher self, because I seen that come through.
Yes.
That came straight from higher self.
Yes.
Information right there. Absolute truth.
It's awesome. Awesome. And I mean, we're going to get into things as we get further down the course, but that's how I do my warfare work. I pull in that negative energy and I put it in the ground, and it gets transmuted and it comes back as positive energy. And then I send that positive energy out into the ethers. That's how I do my healing work. That's how I do cutting off parasites, demonic works, and attachments. I do that the same way. I never, now I've heard some people talk about this. I'm going to bring it up. Never. If somebody is sending negative energy to you or cursing you, you don't send that back.
No.
You do not send that back. You do not curse people or say, I send that back to you. What you see is going to bounce off of me and come back to you. What you send me, no, don't do that, guys. That is a play on black magic.
And it actually
gives, black magic.
Gives that energy. It'll give that energy power. So if you want to take that power away, you're going to return that with higher vibration and love.
Yes.
And that's got to come from your heart space.
Exactly. So if somebody's sending you some bad mojo, you just go ground it. You go ground it, and Mother Earth will transmute it automatically. You don't have to do anything to transmute the energy. Okay? Mama takes care of her babies, and she'll transmute that stuff, and she'll send it back to you, and then you can send it to them in love. You can send them love and healing energy. They'll be like freaking out, want to know what happened to them, and they'll wake up the next day and loving the world. I love it. I love it. Carla says, I'm aware of some things for grounding, but I forget. Okay, so that's one technique. Very simple. I mean, do it for as long as you want, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. Another technique, guys, is to feel your feet. Now, this is fast and effective, and you can do it sitting or standing. Just place all your awareness on the bottom of your feet and pay attention to any sensations that you feel. That will ground you. And you can do that for 30 seconds to a minute. Just focus and concentrate on any sensations that you feel in the bottom of your feet. Usually, I usually feel tingling.
I need to sage before I send this. Did you ask?
And another thing, the third technique is following your breath. Now, you might need to practice this, okay? Because it can, for new people starting this practice, it takes a little bit of practice. But you can close your eyes and inhale. And as you inhale, you want to trace where the air enters your nose and goes down through your lungs. And just focus on that. And on the exhale, you follow the air leaving your lungs and exiting through your mouth. So in through your nose, follow it to filling up your lungs, and then following it, leaving your mouth. And the more you do that, the more effective your grounding is. So, because I mean, it takes a little bit of practice for you to follow that air, you know, not just be aware of it, but to literally follow it entering in and down. The key is with this is your breath, instead of forcing it with your mind, you're letting forcing with your mind of a big breath coming in and then an exhale. You're just gently observing the breath and letting your body lead, and then your mind follows. And you can do that 1 to 10 minutes. But one of my favorite ways is the tree method. If you guys ever heard of the tree method before, where you just stand parallel, stand up with your feet parallel and shoulders width apart, and you kind of keep your head at a natural floating and make sure your spine is straight. Rest your hands over your sides or place them over your navel, and just see all of your body's weight and tension going down into your feet. Now you have to do this without collapsing. Let your weight and tension just fall down into your feet and be absorbed by the ground. And then imagine that roots are growing out of the bottom of your feet, and they extend deep into the ground beneath you. And this is my favorite meditation too for doing grounding is a tree meditation, and we can do that one, or Angela, if you have one you want to do or whatever. Sir. Well, she'll be back. She's got the link, so she'll be back. You thought you was going crazy? Why did you think you were going crazy, Christina? That one really works good for you? Awesome. Yeah, she'll be back. So, I mean, the art of grounding, guys, it's very important, and also for our physical health. It's amazing. It's amazing. And the last technique I want to share with you guys is taking a cold shower. Believe it or not, taking a cold shower grounds you. Now, if you're very sensitive to cold showers, I don't like cold showers. I like hot showers. But before you get out of your hot shower, like for 30 seconds, just make it a little bit cooler. And over the next like 3 weeks or whatever, make it slightly cooler so that you can stay under it a little bit longer. Okay? And you'll feel a refreshing, invigorating experience with grounding like that. It's amazing. Let me see. I want to try to put something up here. Yum, yum, yum. I don't think I can do it. I'll put them up later. I was going to post up a quote. It's not going to let me. I forgot to ground myself sometimes. I'm Gemini, so I forget. Yeah, it's hard to remember. You really have to be disciplined in wanting to make it a habit, because it's so beneficial. But I hear you. I forget sometimes too. We all do. We're human. But the more you think about it, the more you bring it to your remembrance. We say you know, that's just it. We hear people say all the time, you need to ground, you need to ground, you need to ground. And it becomes a term that we throw around so loosely, we don't really tap into the benefits of it and feeling it and taking that time. It doesn't take but a few minutes to ground. Reconnecting and focusing. Let me see here. I'm looking at my notes. Give me a second. Oh, I jotted down here a quote from Hippocrates that I wanted to put up. I'll just read it to you. Illnesses do not come upon us out of the blue. They are developed from small daily sins against nature. When enough sin passes appear. And that's a quote from Hippocrates. Now, I don't know what he means by sin. I don't think sin is an action word. I think sin to me is just a wrong thinking pattern. Okay? But that's a whole nother subject. I won't get into that. But I thought that was an interesting quote from Hippocrates. So, you guys use these techniques. They will help you, again, instantly release stress and anxiety. Another thing I wanted, some people call this earthing too. It's another form of grounding that I want to touch on. Is earthing. Earthing means to connect your physical body to the earth, your skin, like go roll around in the dirt, literally. Walking barefooted in the grass. Walking barefooted. It prevents shock. It's like every household has an outlet or a ground wire, right? It's the third prong, that semicircular, you know, in the wall. That's the ground wire. Where if there was an electrical short in the ground wire, there's a path to provide for that electrical current to be absorbed into the ground. So that's what we're doing. Without a ground wire, our body, if it touches a device or electrical box or appliance or power tool, we might become that path for that electricity to flow through. So from the earthing perspective, our bodies are already short-circuiting, resulting in emotional, physical, and mental disorders. Is that wild? So connecting to the earth regrounds us. It rebalances us and rebalances our electrical system in our body. It's amazing. I'll just say again, I can't believe all the studies that I found on it. And actually, I was looking at this one study where the theory is that earthing or grounding allows a transfer of negative charges from the Earth's surface to come into the body, and it neutralizes free radicals that cause inflammation. That stuff is imprinted on our DNA. I mean, if we're experiencing illnesses and cell membranes and radical damages, cancer and other diseases, if we're going through that stuff right now, you guys, it's very important to ground and earth. Lay in the grass, and don't lay in grass that's been treated with pesticides. Okay, it's also been proven that it reduces blood thickness, which prevents that inflammation. It's great for the cardiovascular health. So I mean, I didn't realize how extensive, how important it was to ground until I really started doing my research for this class.
And
But the moment your foot,
you know that you can also taking a shower is very grounding because you're in the water, and you can put the salt in the bottom of the shower and let your feet sit on it, and those negative ions will also enter through your body. But while you're showering, if you just picture all the negativity rinsing off of you, and that water hitting you being the light and entering you, so that nothing dark can, it all bubbles out. That's a very good grounding exercise as well. And we all shower, so
yeah,
do it while you're in the shower.
Yep, I did that one this morning. I love it. I love it. That's an awesome way. Okay. So I don't know if I really need to get into this. It's up to you guys. I was going to talk a little bit about the body being bioelectrical, and I think that you could probably look that up on your own, but it has to do with the flow of the energy flowing through our body and coming out in our body and radiates around our body, and it tickles energy. And it's real that there is a human biofield around us, and that's what energy healing is all about. So I won't get into a lot of that. Let me just skip. But I do want to mention, though, that the Earth has that same magnetic field around the Earth as we do us. And I thought that was so cool. We don't put that together a lot of times. Scientific people maybe do, but I don't. But there's hidden portals of energy in Earth's magnetic field. And we have our hidden portals are our chakra systems.
You know, something Roy said yesterday was the Earth has the same amount of water percentage as the human body. Exact same amount. So that just tells you how connected we actually are to Earth,
Yeah, I loved it when you guys were talking about that. It was amazing. Amazing. Do you guys have any questions yet? Is grounding just centering yourself? Good question. No, it's associated. They're associated, but they're actually two different things. Grounding is being that conduit.
Connected to Earth.
Yes, you're a conduit. You're grounding your energy into Mother Earth. Okay? Centering has to do with your awareness. You're bringing your heart, centering in your heart. And some people center in different areas. Some people center in their third eye. Some people center in their solar plexus. I choose to usually center in my heart. And it's the place that you choose to bring your awareness to that brings you back to balance, ground zero, that centering. Right, Ange?
Yes. Because, when you're energetically connected to the Earth and you're able to exchange energies with the Earth, it keeps you grounded. It keeps the negative energy. You and the mother are working together, basically. And so when you're not, we were taught not to be grounded, so that we are basically just free floating around and basically have been slaves. But now that you're learning your chakras, you're going to ground back into energy. That vibration attaches to the grid, and the grid has all the codes, all the healings that you need inside your body. So you're going to want to stay grounded and connected.
Yes, it's amazing. So they work together, grounding and centering, but they are slightly different.
Right. Because
so grounding, you're actually working with the energy. And
Right.
centering, you're just focusing your awareness to bring you back to balance point.
It's staying centered is staying, the best way I can say it is to stay right here in the now. If you're thinking about yesterday and if you're thinking about tomorrow, you are not centered. You are, you're going to manifest whatever you're thinking about into your now. So the best thing you can do is stay right here, right now. And if you do need to make plans, make those, but mentally picture them as being done, because you don't want to be all over the place. You want to be right here, right now, and that's staying centered. If you can hear the birds singing, you're in your now. If you're tasting your coffee, you're in the now. I listened to something Jason Mraz, he's an artist, said the other day, and it was about stop, take time to taste your coffee. Drink it. Don't rush it down. When you're rushing in through life, you're not centered. You're not being in the now, and being in the now is only going to cause lessons. I don't like to repeat my lessons. I like to learn them the first time, because your guidance is going to, every time you have to learn a new lesson, it's going to come 3 times as strong as the first lesson if you didn't learn. So, yeah, to me, staying centered would be being right here in your now,
Mary Lewis has a question. If I imagine my body and the earth spreading out energetically, is this grounding?
Yes, that's grounding. If you go out to earth, my favorite way to ground is go to my solar. I picture a ball of light. I press it into my solar, and then I allow it to go out my root, which expands. And then I just make it expand across the whole earth. But I like to picture the roots going into the earth because, it's silly, but the movie Avatar has so much truth in it, because we are energetically connected to the trees, to the grass, and if you allow that connection to where you're breathing out the energy and you're breathing in the light, it's such a beautiful connection to have, because you start seeing God is in everything. God's not above, God's within and in everything,
Girl, I need the ground right now. I'm about to take off. I'm serious.
The hadn't even started.
Yeah, I just remember when I got that revelation, when outside walking, I wasn't really even just trying to ground. I was outside and somebody had been talking about trees, and I was like, I want to talk to the trees. I want to see if this is real, So I went walking out back and walking on a tree. And I started hearing that tree talk to me.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. I heard that tree talking to me. And it said, I'm the grandmother watching over all these little trees. Darn. I lost my connection again. Come back, Ange. I lost my connection. Every time I see the wind blowing, to me, it's the trees clapping their hands and thanking Gaia for letting them do their job. That's what I see when I see the wind blowing through the trees. It's so awesome. So awesome. So let me wait for Ange to pop back on. We lost her. It was probably my end. I don't have a very good connection, guys. You thought you was going crazy. No. So let's see. You feel all of this? Oh. Guys, it's such a beautiful process when we get in tune with Gaia and grounding. And it helps us bring that awareness, like Angie was talking about, staying centered and just being in the moment. And when you walk outside, just noticing the tree, touch it and feel it. Let it speak to you. That's where the elementals are. You know the elementals, the fairies, gnomes, leprechauns, dragons, elementals. They vibrate at such a high rate of frequency that we can't see them with the natural eye, but they are there. The fairies' job is to take care of Gaia and to take care of nature. And when we get outside and we know that and appreciate that, you will start attracting the fairies around you, and butterflies, and dragonflies, and dragons. So it's just, that was just a little side note. A little side note. Let me get back to my notes here. Let's see. Let me see what happened to Ange. Let's see. Hold on, guys. She asked what happened. Sorry for the disconnect. Guys, my internet, oh, I need to speed it up. She'll be back in just a second, so sit tight. Yes, thank you guys for your patience. I love you guys. I'm looking for, I completely got off my notes. See how that happens? But yeah, when you're outside, if you decide to sit in the bare grass, grounding and earthing and feeling the earth, make sure that you're in a clean area where pesticides are not being used on the grass, because that stuff gets absorbed through your skin. And you know, just use care, but as much as possible, walk barefooted. I love walking around barefooted. So that also, be mindful in your walking. Just stay in the present when you're out walking, and that grounds you. All this stuff, guys, it helps you become aware of your higher consciousness, your higher self. So it's amazing. When Angie gets back, I want her to start us in activation. Hold on a minute. I'm going to bring her back in. And then we'll do a meditation. We'll do an activation and a meditation. That way you got to see how we can do it any way you want. There's tons of meditations and stuff out there. Okay. I resent her the link, so hopefully she'll come back. I'm going to give her a couple minutes. So you guys, do you have any more questions? Let me go through your questions and make sure I got them all. Carla said, I had a tree next door that was an old man with so much wisdom. Yes, it's awesome. Mary says, when you hug a tree, they all get a hug. Yeah, that's awesome because they're all connected. That's so cool. The root system underneath. That's amazing. Okay, let's see. I'm going through your questions. Do attachments mean ETs, negative entities, or things we are attached to? The above, Jen. All of the above. things you're attached to, emotional things you're attached to. These can attach to you. You can attach them through soul ties, all kinds of stuff. And we're going to get into that stuff later in round week 3 or 4 and learn how to deal with that kind of stuff. You can spell out the word sight for chakras. I cannot understand or hear clearly. Okay, let me put it out here for you. Okay, it's hopeevolve.com. I think. hopeevolve.com. Let me just pull that up if I can. Yes, hopeevolve.com.
And then you can probably put the site on the group like afterwards on the
We should do a meditation first or the activation first?
Do what?
Do you think we should do a meditation first or activation first?
Let's do the activation because I have to run and do something. So I'm going to do the activation.
Okay.
And just for everybody to is everybody ground? Everybody needs to ground their energy because it's it's pretty strong energy. So I don't want nobody to go floating off on us. But yeah.
Okay.
After I do the initiation, I have to run and do a couple things because I was in I'm answering some questions, but I want to do that real quick. That way that's done for you guys.
Okay, that sounds great. Go ahead and take her away.
All right. So I'm just gonna put my hands up and you'll see me doing things with my face because I allow the energy to come through me and I use my third eye, which I bring into my heart area, which enables my Merkaba. So everything's done from the master and my I am. All right.
Yep.
So if you see any light flashes or anything, that's them. So now what I'm doing is I'm just allowing this energy to flow through me and I'm going to start and I'm going to bring the Mother Earth up to everybody's root chakras and you'll probably start feeling some heat. So I'm going to move this energy from the root to the sacral. And now to the solar. I'm going to move it up to the heart. You may feel fluttering. I'm moving to the throat area. Third eye. And now crown. And what I want to do is send one shot to the soul chakra to open up any Akashic records anybody needs. Now I'm going to bring that energy down through the feet. Just got your third eye, Tammy. All right, and that's really it. So, it just depends on what level the higher self wants the body to start off at, but I know that everybody should drink a lot of water today.
Water. I'm empty almost. Yes, definitely drink a lot of water. Water grounds you, so drink water, water, water. So thank you, Angie.
You're welcome, and I'll see you guys
so much.
Or anytime you need me, just message me. For you, Tammy. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so that was the activation. Did you feel anything or experience anything? Your head's tingling, Carla. That's amazing. Yeah, I felt it too. It's amazing how once you are opened up to receiving and tuning in and paying attention to the energy, just the desire to want to pay attention opens you up, and you will start to notice all these sensations in your body. And we're going to talk about all that in the weeks to come, you know, with how to deal with at us, projected onto us from other people. And we want to know, you know, what's ours, what's theirs, and discerning that. And that's where you go inside so that you can learn yourself, learn how you feel, so that when somebody projects something on you, or even if you walk by somebody in the store and you just get the heebie-jeebies, you know, you will be able to discern that energy. And right then you can prevent it from sticking to you or attaching to you or affecting you just by a conscious decision or putting protection around you. So shielding is the last thing I want to talk about for this session. Shielding is just that, shielding and protecting. And that's where we create with our thoughts. Our thoughts create. That's why God's source gave us an imagination, because we are creators. We are co-creators. And we can create and speak into existence the desires of our heart and or protection. Okay, so we're dealing and working with energy. So I'm going to talk about protection from other people's energy, protection from negative energy. Okay, so we pick up negative energy, guys, just from being on a computer all day, being on your cell phone all day. All those electronic things put out negative energy that sticks to you and affects you. Okay, and we're not even talking about picking up negative energy from other people. We're talking about, you know, what if you work all day in front of a computer for 8 hours a day? That drains you of your energy and affects you in a negative way. And one way that you can protect yourself is by the use of crystals. Okay? Black crystals. This I lay on my computer. okay? And it absorbs the negative energy. So use your crystals, do a little research and find out what crystals absorb negative energy. Carry them with you. This crystal also helps ground you. It helps ground you. It's a grounding crystal. Black, Dag. It has completely slipped my mind. I will write it in the comments, the name of this crystal. Black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is one of the crystals that you can use that absorbs negative energy. So you can carry this in your pocket. You come into contact with some negativity out there in the world, it just all goes in here. And then you have to, you know, clear and clean your crystals out. Once a month, I clean mine out by saging them or putting them in the moonlight. So crystals is the first thing you can use to protect yourself. And then meditation or a prayer you can use to protect yourself. You can call in your archangels to protect you. Ask the angels, I call in Michael and ask him to put a bubble around me that nobody's energy can come inside my aura. Nobody's energy. And you are in control of your aura, so you can expand your aura or you can bring it in close. So you can expand it or bring it in close, depending on what kind of situation you're in. Okay? So normally when I sleep, I'm bringing my aura in close. When I'm going out into public places where there's going to be, you know, maybe I'm going to a concert or something, I'll expand my aura, you know, maybe 5 feet in length from fingertip to fingertip. And then another thing you can do is, so when you're asking that prayer, when you're saying that prayer, you're going to make sure, I ask Archangel Michael to dress me in armor, to put armor on me that negative energy can't penetrate. That other people, that those energy vampires can't come and steal your energy. So these are all things that you can do to protect yourself. Where do you get them? Where do you get them? The crystals, you can get them at your holistic shops, your new age shops. I buy mine online and have quite a collection. I also I do sell them. I make pendants and sell them in my shop. But that's what I need to learn is shielding. Yeah. Okay. So shielding, Carla, it's simple. I mean, just go in your mind's eye and pray, and we'll just do it right now. So I close my eyes and I ask the archangels to come in, and Michael, and I ask Michael that he will take out his sword, and with his sword, now I'm seeing this in my third eye as I'm speaking it. So I'm speaking it into existence, things that are not seen with the natural eye. This is going out into the ethers, and it's manifesting in the spirit realm, the things that we speak, right? So, and you can do it as elaborate or as simple as you want, okay? You can just say, Archangel, put me in a bubble. And envision yourself in a bubble that nothing can penetrate. Or, Michael, please put steel walls up all the way around me that nobody's energy will be able to penetrate. Okay? Or you can play it out slowly in a slower, depending on, you know, and I even pray that for my family, my children. And so when I get up in the morning, first thing I do is ground. I'll be laying in the bed, thanking God for another day and being grateful and giving my thanks, and then I ground. And I do meditation of grounding, and then I do a prayer of protection. It doesn't even take me 2 minutes. 2 minutes. When I want to lay in there and talk to God's source a little bit longer, or talk to my guides and angels a little bit longer, you know, it's up to you what you want to do with it. But just know that whatever you speak, you're creating. Let me switch over here to the other side so I can see what the comments are. Yes, when you sleep too. I would do that as a bedtime meditation or prayer. Ask for protection when I sleep. A lot of us soul travel, we astral travel when we sleep. I don't know if you astral travel when you sleep or not. If you don't want to travel that night and do work out there in the astral plane at night, just say a little prayer and tell God, you know what, I want my soul and my spirit to stay in my body tonight. I want to rest and have sleep and peace and tranquility in my sleep tonight. And I ask that you put a hedge of protection around me, that no nightmares will enter my dreams, that nothing will enter my dream state, that it will be peace and bliss. So you can do that. How do I remember my dreams? I've been having dreams lately. I don't remember my dreams either. Sometimes our dreams are not just dreams. I believe our dreams are us working in other dimensions. We're doing things in other dimensions. And you need to learn shielding and all that. And we'll cover that when we get into doing assignments on week 4, when we start into doing spiritual assignments. And really, guys, it's all about activating your third eye and your imagination, because our thoughts are energy that create and manifest. So whether you're speaking it in a prayer or you're thinking it in your head, being mindful of your thoughts and staying in the present moment is what helps. It really does ground you. You feel your body tingling, Christina? The crown chakra open, yes. Heat, that's awesome. These are from the activation. Awesome, 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 yes. Well, let me, did I answer your questions on shielding enough? Do you want to go deeper into that, or would you guys like to do a grounding meditation? So yeah, you can call forth the angels, your guardian angels, the archangels, to protect you, to put a hedge of protection around you, around your property, around your house, around your children, around your spouse. And believe that when you speak that it's done in that instant. Because if you're just speaking it and you're not really believing it, then it's not really going to manifest. It'll just float out there and dissipate. It'll be transmuted. So you have to really believe in your heart that you are co-creator with God's source, and you are taking back your power and your authority. You're going to learn to ground yourself. You're going to learn what it is to do spiritual warfare as a light worker. We fight with love. We don't fight with hate. So, and that's how we conquer entities, negative energies, transmuting. We're going to get into all that stuff. This is kind of just get your feet wet, learn how to ground, focus on grounding, and coming back into yourself, centering into yourself, and being that balanced person, staying in the now. So let me pop over to the other page. Yes. Thank you. How about, yep, when we sleep? I think I got that question. Okay, so shielding, you guys got that right. It's just asking for protection. And you know what? One thing, when you feel completely drained of your energy, you might have holes in your armor from people throwing fiery darts at you in the spirit realm, people throwing rocks at you or trying to trigger you. Okay. Every time you respond to somebody that's triggering you, you put kink, a kink in your armor, a hole in your armor that lets your energy drip out and drain out. So pay attention to that and occasionally ask, is the armor that I have on, does it have any kinks in it? Is there any holes in it? Is my shield broken? Is my shield down? And listen to the answer that comes to you. It's not going to be yourself. It's spirit. Spirit speaks to us telepathically. Our higher self speaks to us telepathically. So you'll get the answer. It'll come into your head or your heart space, and you'll start to question, oh, that was just me, and you'll doubt it. Don't doubt it, because that's spirit. That is spirit. And you're learning to trust what you're hearing. Trust that the answers that you get are coming from your higher self, or they're coming from your guides. So let's see. Did I cover everything? Shielding. Okay. All right. So we got 20 minutes left, and let's go ahead and do a grounding meditation. And then we'll close out this week. Okay, guys? What do I do with what, hon? Carla, what do you do with that? What do I do with what? What do I do with that? I'm waiting on your response. What do you do with that? Well, we can come back to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the meditation. So right now, I just want you guys to, if you can, get comfortable. If you can, put your feet on the floor and close your eyes. And the first thing we're going to do is take a big old deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. And when you breathe in, you're breathing in light from God's source. Breathe in again. And release out. And as you're breathing out, you're releasing all the tension and all the stress in your body, and you're relaxing. And we're going to do it one more time. Breathe in and release out all the anxiety, all the stress, all the worry. Just breathe normal. And now we're going to go focus our attention on the root chakra. It's that area between your ovaries down towards your private spot around your tailbone. That's the root chakra. And we're going to see the root chakra begin to flow with energy going down your legs, down to your knees, down to your feet, and into the ground. And as that energy goes into the ground, you see it begin to go deep and spread like a tree root. It's growing deeper and deeper, and it's going deeper and deeper into the core of Mother Earth. It's going deeper and deeper, breaking through clay, breaking through rock, breaking through any barriers. That energy of light is going deeper and deeper into Mother Earth, Gaia, into the center of her being, her core. Picture it going to the center of the earth, Mother Gaia's core. And let those roots, those tree roots of energy, just wrap around the center of Gaia. Wrap around like a belt. Let it wrap around the core of Mother Earth. Now, as you're wrapping around that core of Mother Earth, you're releasing all negative energy, all stress, all anxiety, all illnesses, all worries, all disease, everything. You're just giving it to Gaia. And in exchange, Gaia is feeding your roots now. She's going to begin to feed your roots. She's cleared out all that negative energy, all that stuff. She's cleared it out. And now she's feeding the roots nutrients of health, healing, well-being, and positive energy. And your roots are drinking it up all the way through the core of Mother Gaia, drinking it up through the granite, drinking it up through the rock, through the clay. Your roots are just drinking from Mother Earth all that she has, the light, the nutrients, the energy. It's coming up those roots right now, back into your feet. It's coming into your feet right now. You'll feel tingling or heat in your feet. That energy is coming up to your knees, coming up to your hips, and coming up to your root chakra, bringing balance to that chakra, bringing healing to that chakra. It is now beginning to work properly. It's now beginning to spin properly, and the energy is going to flow freely through that root chakra as you are now anchored in to Mother Earth. You are grounded, you are balanced, and you are whole. Thank you. Thank you. So I just call in the angels right now, and I ask that you would seal the work that was done here into the hearts and minds of everyone that participated. Seal this work to them. Bring revelation to them. Bring more questions to them. And let them know that they are connected and protected and grounded and centered. So be it. Okay, so how did that make you guys feel? I see Carla's question. I have one question. If you have holes in your aura, what do you do to fix that? If you have holes in your aura or your armor, I call in Raphael, the archangel of healing. He heals. He's the healer. He heals relationships. He heals problems. He heals hearts. He heals everything. So I call in Archangel Raphael and I ask him to seal the holes, and fix them. And I listen to him. If it's too bad, he'll give you a new suit. If he can't fix it, he'll give you a new suit. So you can either call in the angels and ask them to repair it, or you can just ask for a new suit, a new armor. So, and I do that in my prayer and meditation. I see it taking place in my mind's eye, in my third eye, and it becomes real to me. I know that I am protected. My aura is protected. It doesn't have any leaks or holes in it. And it's just that simple. It's going into basically, I don't want this to sound unimportant, but you're using your imagination to create. So you're going into your imagination and you're asking, you're seeing it like a movie inside your head being done the way you want it done. And knowing that, yes, it shall be, so be it. Does that make sense? I love you too, Carla. You're such a pleasure. It's fun too, guys. I mean, how many times as little children were we told we couldn't play with our imaginary friend, or we couldn't have tea parties or whatever? We shut down. We're taught to shut down our spirituality at such a young age. Well, now we're being awakened again. That's what this remembering is. Remembering that you are spirit. First and foremost, you are spirit, soul, then body. Okay? You are spirit being first. You're just driving this physical body down here, having these wonderful experiences and learning to create things. Learning to create, learning to experience. So we need to put the fun back in this, really, and put the fun in imagining, creating your life the way you want it to be. And stop focusing on the negativity. Stop focusing on the stress, on the pressure, on the media, on all the bad that we see going on every day. Stop focusing on it, because the more you focus on that, the more power you're giving it to expand. I don't even watch TV, rarely. I don't turn the news on. I keep it off. It's quiet here all the time. I love the quiet. I love to listen to the birds. I can't really tolerate a lot of music either. I mean, I love music, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about quiet. Not hearing no cars go by, not hearing no bebopping, not hearing the neighbors screaming and hollering, you know? It's so peaceful. That's so beautiful. I love the archangels. Stay away from media and radio. Yeah, good. I love the archangels. And you know what, though, guys? All these things are tools. We will grow in our spiritual walk to where you will start shedding the tools, because you become more and more aware of you being one with God as a creator. You won't need those tools anymore. Wow. What will that be like? Because you're constantly walking in your higher self. You're constantly connected, and you know you're connected with God's source, and when you speak something, it comes to pass. Wow. You won't need to do that anymore. You won't need to shield yourself because nothing can touch you. But until you raise your vibration and your frequency and you learn to hold that space. See, right now we go back and forth. We're like up and down, up and down. We go back and forth. So I hope that answered everybody's questions. If you have any more questions, just message me. Let's keep on topic. So next week, I lost my page. So, holy, I feel scrambled now. I need to go ground some more. So next week is week 2. We're going to learn a whole bunch more stuff. I can't wait. So I love spending this time with you guys. I want to maybe try to move to a platform. I'll have to work on it because I can do like a group call and where you guys can talk and we can all talk together, but it doesn't have recording capabilities. So let me know how you feel about that, because we can do a group chat where we can see each other, we can talk to each other, but it doesn't have recording capabilities. So that's why I opted to go this way and just do live so that you guys could go back and look at it if you want to, or download it if you want to. And we would have it for later if need be. And then just, I can toggle back and forth and try to look at your comments. You can't tolerate noise anymore? Yeah, I'm like that. So let me know what your thoughts are. If you think you might, maybe we'll end with a group chat. How about that? Let's end with a group chat on week 4. And that way we can all see each other and talk to each other. Because I want to talk to you guys, not just read your comments. So, okay, guys, that's it for today. Practice your grounding. Practice your meditation, okay? So do it every day, because the more you do it and practice, the more you're going to be aware of feeling when things don't feel right to you, becoming more aware of your spirit inside, and hearing. So practice. And I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place, okay? All righty. I love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye.